Hello, my most amazing artists. I'm so sorry that I can't be with you today, as I am in Boston where it's really cold, it might even snow, and I'm with thousands of other art teachers learning all day long. I will be basically in school for art teachers every day, all day until Sunday. It's really fun though because I'm so excited to bring you back new projects and art supplies that we can do. But while I'm gone, your guest teacher, Mrs. B, is going to be taking score on the happy sad board or picking one of you to do that. Make sure that you're getting all happy points and no sad points because you know that I expect all happy points. If you do get all happy points, then that means, or mostly happy points, that means I get to come over here to the score chart when I get back and give your class a point. Remember, when we get back from spring break, I will be tallying up the scores to see which class in every grade is the winner of the arty party. And that arty party is whatever your class chose to do for that, and I think most of you know what that means.
Let's get to work, shall we? Today you're going to be revisiting that book, The Day the Crayons Quit, except this time you're going to be paying special attention to the letters that the crayons wrote Duncan. Duncan was the owner of the crayons and the crayon box, and the crayons quit and wrote different letters to Duncan explaining why they were frustrated or what their feelings were, maybe about what they were colored with or where they were left behind. They all wrote him a letter. Today, you are going to pretend like your sculpture, whether that was a pencil, color pencil, or crayon, came to life and is writing a letter to explain its feelings to you. So to do that, you're going to make a giant piece of notebook paper. And we need to do some math. Yes, some math in art today. You're going to be using a ruler to take some measurements. So I'm measuring a real piece of notebook paper. The top margin looks like it's 1.5 inches, so I marked that. Then I measured the side margin, which looked like it was about 1 inch. Then each individual line is approximately a 1/2 inch. So if I were to double that or times each measurement by 2, multiply by 2, I would get 3 inches on the top margin. Then I would get 1 inch per line if I did 0.5 times 2. Now if I do the side margin on the left, if I do 1 times 2, that is what, everybody? I sure hope you said 2. All right, people, that's all the math there is today. And don't worry, if that seemed like it was a little difficult or a little worrisome, there will be a cheat sheet on the board for you to use. You will have those measurements in front of you. Now, since you're taking measurements, you're using a ruler. I don't want to see anybody sword fighting, having a battle, or helicoptering their ruler because it often will break the ruler, and that is no good. Trust me, you will want a ruler to make your measurements today, and I will be sure to have it taken away if you are using it inappropriately or incorrectly. It's a tool, not a toy. I'm drawing with a pencil very lightly on those margin lines. So I measure now 1 inch on each tick mark. So those are going to become my lines across the paper. So they were 1 inch each. I measured them vertically, measuring out 1 inch, then move it across to make those lines very lightly. I'm holding the ruler with my non-dominant hand. That's the hand that don't know how to draw. That's my left hand. In my case, it might be your right if you write with your left hand. So after I make those lines and measure my margins correctly, I'm going to get out my crayons. I'm needing a red and a blue crayon to go ahead and trace over those lines to make it look like a real piece of notebook paper, because real pieces of notebook paper have those light red margin lines and then their blue lines across the page. Again, a reminder that each of those measurements for the lines, the blue lines, were 1 inch all the way down the page, but starting 3 inches deep. So 3 inches from the top is where I start those 1 inch lines. Then 2 inches in, I made that red vertical line. After I do that, I can go ahead and add some details. If I want to add something like the hole punches in my notebook paper, I'm going to do that with my pencil by making a circle at the top, the middle, and the bottom of the left margin, and kind of making a shadow on the left, kind of shading that in to show that it's supposed to be a hole. Then I'm going to start my letter in pencil. Even if you have a colored pencil or a crayon, you want to write with pencil first so you can erase. I'm going to say, Dear Miss Q, comma, your friend Ocean Blue Pencil here. I used to be your favorite, but recently you haven't been coloring any oceans or water. I miss the summertime when that's all you wanted to draw. Now I'm just a tiny stub left to die for the next time that I'm sharpening the sharpener. I mean, come on. I can't get any smaller. Sincerely, your very stubby friend, Blue Pencil. Ocean Blue Pencil, that is. When you're writing your letter from your sculpture, whether that was pencil, colored pencil, or crayon, think about the perspective of your crayon, colored pencil, or pencil. What is it upset about? Maybe you want to think about the pencil that you use in school. Maybe it's a crayon that you have at home and where it would be. Think about that as you're writing it. What would your pencil say if it came to life? Would it be chewed up by your dog at home and taken into the backyard? Would you find it in your baby sister's little nose that stuck up the nose there? Disgusting. It's totally up to you what you come up with for your letter, but you are writing it to yourself because you're the owner and also the creator of this pencil sculpture. You also want to do it in the color of your sculpture. That way it looks like your sculpture made it. These are going to be displayed, your sculpture of your pencil, crayon, or colored pencil. So that's why you want to make sure it's the same color as it would write. So if you had a rainbow pencil or rainbow crayon, you would probably want to try to use a bunch of different colors of crayon to go over your letters with your letter so it looked like you wrote it. If you made a pencil, well then you have it easy. All you have to do is use a pencil to write your letter. If you made something like a black crayon, you could use a Sharpie to trace over your letter, or you could just use a black crayon to draw over top. It's up to you what you are matching your letter to. But you need to think back to your sculpture and remember what color you made it, because today you're unfortunately not going to have your sculptures to look at. So if you aren't quite sure exactly what color the tip of your pencil, colored pencil, or crayon was, just write in pencil for today, and next art class we'll have time to finish these and go over top of it and look at your sculptures to match them up and look like you're actually writing the letter. No, the sculptures don't actually write. I wish they would, but they are just a sculpture. Please make sure that your name and class code is on the back. That was actually the very first thing that you should have done. Please make sure that the first thing you do today is write your name and class code on that paper. All right, awesome artists, make sure that you have a great time today. Think creatively about what your letters are going to be and what your pencil has to say to you, and then put these in your folder while you're done. You are about to listen to The Day the Crayons Quit again one more time to get inspired for different ideas of what you could write in your letters. All right, artists, I'll see you when I get back. Have a great day.